Now, I've already done an unboxing and first impressions of the Commonplace Notebook Set that came in the Cloth and Paper May 2025 subscription box. But today I decided that I wanted to dive in a little bit deeper to show you guys how I plan on using it, how I plan on incorporating it into my routines. And so here we are. So if this isn't your first time around, welcome back. If this is your first time around, however, my name is Brian. I am a photographer living in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I'm just here documenting my journey of creating a life worth living, whether that be spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, and a large portion of that is being active in my planner, writing down my goals, writing down my to-do list, and being intentional about getting things done to, again, create a life worth living. So if you like the sound of that, then you know what to do. I am completely in love with it. We get a set of 3 notebooks with this beautiful elastic band that kind of holds everything together. You can use each part of this set separately, or you can use it together. So I'm not going to dive really deep into explaining each of these notebooks because I already made a video on that. I'll leave a card above so you can check out my unboxing and first impressions. But I am just going to dive a little bit deeper and show you how I'm going to use each of these notebooks. I don't want to do a whole lot of talking today. I just kind of want to give you guys an overview of how I plan on using these notebooks and then show you guys my initial setup. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. So first up, we're going to look at the Folded Pamphlet Pocket Plus Monthly Overview notebook. But what I plan to do with this is, since it's unbound and we can literally take out a card and do whatever you want with it, what I'm going to do with it, I'm going to use it in the Traveler's Notebook that we got in the April subscription box. Loving this so much. I love that I can easily like toss it in my camera bag. And typically I travel with my my full HP Classic planner. You guys have seen the legend here if you've been subscribed to the channel for a while. But I typically travel with that planner everywhere, but usually it's in my bigger book bag. And so since I am a full-time photographer, I'm having to take client calls a lot of times on the go. So usually I'm in the car or on my way traveling between sessions. And typically during my inquiry calls, we talk about my client's vision. We also talk about potential dates just to see how we can move forward with getting them booked. And over the past month, I've ran into the issue of me accepting a client's photo shoot on a date where I already have like 2 or 3 shoots. And photography is a very physical profession, and days that I have 3, 4 photo shoots, I can't do it anymore. So I've limited myself to 2. And so what I plan to do is pull out a card each month. I'll go through and at the beginning of each month, write out all of the dates that I have booked, any birthdays or important events. That way I can say, okay, I already have a shoot on this day, but this is also so-and-so's birthday. So I'm only going to do 1 shoot that day, maybe earlier in the day. Or I'm double booked. Not double booked, but I have 2 sessions booked for this day. So I know not to book another photo shoot for that day. I want to be able to carry this around, be able to reference dates at a quick glance. We're about to get everything set up for the month of May. All right, so what I decided to do, since the calendar section is pretty compact, I just thought that stickers would be the best way to highlight days when I have things going on. And so I decided to use my time block stickers in Cortado, just the smallest one there to mark out anything personal that I have going on. And so every Tuesday I have a catch-up call with one of my best friends, Stephanie. So I just thought that I would highlight that over on my calendar just to make sure I don't plan anything for 8 p.m. on Tuesdays. I decided to use my spotlight stickers in Merlot to mark out any birthdays. So my dad's birthday is in May, my cousin's birthday, my nephew's birthday is also in May. And I also want to make sure that on those days I only book one shoot. That way, if there's any plans or any dinners on those days, then I can make sure that I can be able to attend those, because I'm trying to balance my personal life and my business life. And so that's just that on that. For shoot days, I decided to use my dot stickers in the tortoiseshell print and also my spotlight stickers. So on days where I have one shoot, I decided to use the dot sticker. And then if I had booked a second shoot or a third shoot on that day, which I have just one day this month that I have had 3 shoots, and it's just been, it was wild. But I decided to use the spotlight sticker to overlay that to make it a bit of a bigger dot, so I can glance at it and be like, okay, I have a lot going on that day. We're not booking any more shoots for that day. And then I decided to use my priority stickers in olive, the smallest one, to mark any days that I am just taking off. So that's how I plan on using it there. And then if I have any month specific tasks, I'll list them over on this side. If there's any like important meetings or anything, I'm just leaving the space open for that. But I don't have anything going on for right now there. So what I might do is just use one of my sticky notes here to, I use one of my sticky notes here to maybe write out an affirmation for the month. What I've decided to use the A5 perfect bound daily task planner notebook for is to just use on days that might be a little bit busier. So on those days where I might have 3 or 4 shoots and I'm trying to figure out, map in my travel, when to map in my self-care, because I'm trying to do a daily dose of self-care every single day, when to do my AM and PM routines, when to track when I'm going to bed and waking up. I want to use this for those days that are super busy. And the fact that there's 365 pages here, I could really use this notebook for ever, because I don't have a lot of days that are that busy. But on those days that are super busy, I can absolutely use this notebook for that. Or I could use it on days where I just do something memorable and I want to maybe do a little bit of journaling and just map that day out so I can just kind of remember the specifics of the day. And so I just kind of want to show you guys how I'm going to use this for my hectic day planning. So let's get into it. So again, how I'm planning to use this is on days where I'm like super busy. So what I did was, since both sides of the time blocking section, well, since the time blocking section, sorry, has two sides, I decided to use one for personal, one for work. And so that way I can write down any like personal things that I have going on. I can write out what I'm having for each of my meals. That way I can kind of use this as a food journal and make sure that I'm staying on top of my diet as I have busy days. And then on this side, I want to like highlight with any notes that I have for the day, specifically all of my meetings, all of my shoots. And then at the bottom, I plan on using this to just kind of reflect on how well I did with like time management and staying on track of like my goals as it pertains to like meal planning, meal prep, my diet, as well as how to make my business run a little bit smoother. And so I love having this bottom section for that. And then over here on the left side, I'm just going to use that for any to-do list that I have. So yeah, that's how I plan on using the Perfect Bound Undated Daily Notebook. All right, so last but not least, I plan on using the HP Classic Spiral Graph open-ended graph notebook just for content planning. I am super big on content creation since I'm full-time in my business. I tell all of my clients, like when I ask them if I can film behind the scenes, I'm like, gone are the days where you could just be a photographer and post your photos and that's enough. No, you have to be a social media expert, a content creator, an influencer. You have to just wear all of these hats. And like, I actually enjoy creating content. I want a notebook specifically where I can just jot down all of my ideas, brain dump content ideas, and that way I can have it all in one place. Right now, I'm actually using this sketchbook here. Notes that I have from any content related webinars that I've attended, any like YouTube videos where I'm learning a little bit more about like content strategy, all of that. And then I also have a section where I just use this to write down like a content idea. And so I just go through, I brain dump everything. I create a shot list for the video specifically. And then I brainstorm some ideas for captions that I could potentially use. And then from there, I try to go in and see how I can like repurpose some of that content. As you can see, this sketchbook is falling apart and it's pretty big. Like this take up so much space on my desk. So I'm really excited to transition everything that I have in here to my spiral notebook here. It's a lot smaller. I can literally leave it here, sit it on my desk, and everything is it's just a lot nicer. Anyway, let's get into it. So again, like I mentioned, this notebook is primarily going to be a catch-all for everything content creation related. And so I plan on using it mostly to brain dump my content ideas. And so if I have a piece of content that I'm looking to create and I need to go in detail with like creating a shot list or just any notes I have about the piece of content, I just plan on using this notebook to write out the topic idea, the date that I plan on posting it, and I'm going to use my social media icon stickers that I made to highlight which platform it's for. And then I'll use the bulk of the page just for brain dumping. So for this piece of content specifically, I'm writing out, since it's based on my night routine, I'm writing out the routine at the top. I'm writing out any shot list ideas that I have initially. That way it'll make creating a piece of content run a little bit more seamless. That way I can plan it out a little bit more. And then at the very bottom, I'm going to write down any notes that I may have or ideas for any potential content that I could repurpose. And then on pages where I may use to jot down like a list of potential content ideas, or if I'm taking notes during a webinar or from a YouTube video, I'll just use a page flag to highlight those pages specifically. But the bulk of this notebook will be used for brain dumping individual content pieces, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's how I plan on using my Commonplace Notebook Set. I am a huge fan of notebooks, and so when I saw that this set was going live, I was like, I absolutely need it. You can get your hands on this set as well. If you didn't get the May 2025 subscription box, you absolutely still have time. 15th is the last day to actually get that subscription in. If you're a notebook lover like me, you absolutely need this box. I'll be posting my unboxing of the full May 2025 subscription box in a couple of days or so, but I want to get this out so that you guys can kind of see yourself using these notebooks and see how I'm using it, maybe grab some ideas. I know I've been watching some content and grabbing some ideas as well, and like I'm just loving implementing these into my stash of notebooks. Like I have so many, and yeah, Cloth and Paper are releasing some pretty fire notebooks this year with the ensemble notebooks that they released earlier this year, and I'm just loving everything that we're getting. So anyway, if you like this video, then you know what to do. Scroll on down the page, find the subscribe button, click that. While you're there, click the bell icon right beside the subscribe button. That way you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Check out the description box. There you'll find my links to Cloth and Paper. You can use those links, get I believe 10% off of any products from Cloth and Paper. I get a little kickback from that as well. So if you're looking for ways to support the channel, that's absolutely the way to do it. Also, I have all of my social medias linked in the comment section below as well. I do follow back, and again, until next time, you guys, I'm out. Bye.